Well, I don't know who he takes after, darling. It certainly isn't you.
Certainly isn't. Our only son is an absolute mess. I mean, I've done everything I can for him. I put a roof over his head.
You have.
And how does he repay me? Well, he's always taking drugs. He's always out of his head.
I know. I think the trouble is, darling, he tends to bury his head in the sand.
He does. He can't see what's around him. He's always falling head over heels in love with some stupid girl or other, and she fills his head with nonsense, and then every time he opens his mouth, rubbish comes out of it. He just says the first thing that comes into his head.
Yes. I think we need to get our heads together.
We do. And he needs to get it into his head that we want to see a 1,000% improvement in his overall attitude.
Yes.
Off the top of my head, darling, I think if he doesn't listen to me, I shall go over his head and speak to the head.
Yes. But I want you to be careful of your blood pressure, darling. I don't want you losing your head over this.
I won't lose my head over this, darling, but every time I try to talk to him, well, he snaps my head off.
Oh dear. I'm so sorry that you have to trouble your head about this.
So am I, darling, but now we're talking, and this is good, because 2 heads are better than 1. We've just got to use our heads.
It's such a shame, darling. He's got such a good head on his shoulders.
He has.
And yet, somehow, he doesn't seem to realize the importance of being able to hold his head up high.
Quite, darling. You've put your finger on it there. I think he'd be quite happy to just sail through life, keeping his head above water and just keeping his head down and getting away with the minimum. And that's not good enough.
I agree, darling.
I mean, I talk to him as much as I can, but, well, it's like knocking my head against a brick wall.
Yes. Well, we'll talk about it some more, and then we'll get into the school and see if we can knock some heads together.
Good idea, darling.
Yes.
Do you know, I hope that one day we can sit and laugh about this.
I'm sure we will, darling.
I'm sure, he'll come round, he'll come good. He'll do his best. And then we'll sit here and we'll have a jolly good laugh about this conversation.
Yes.
And we'll just sit here and laugh our heads off.
Yes. I'm sure you're right.